Good morning, Flosstube. This is Zoe from Stitching on the Side, and here's just a little bit of what we're going to be talking about today on Flosstube number 4. If you are new here, welcome. Like I said, my name is Zoe. This is a channel about cross-stitching primarily. If you are coming back for another visit, thanks for coming back. I'm happy to be chatting again with you today. Let me slide that to the side. We'll get to that in a little bit. And let's talk Flosstube. So today I have one start and a fully finished object to show you. So let's dive in with that. So this is that project. This is a small Valentine's design that I designed myself. You can get it for free or for pay what you wish on my Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-fi, however you say that, on that site. You can get the PDF download. It's got color, black and white, and then a pattern keeper compatible file as well. And free is totally cool. Don't feel compelled at all to pay for it. Grab it for free. Just a little Valentine's design I came up with, I sketched out and then converted into a pattern. It uses 4 colors. Most of them are DMC. The only one that is not is the one that I did the heart in, which is a color and cotton in coral reef. But you could obviously use any kind of color scheme that you want with this. I think it's fun to do the heart and a variegated just to get that little extra kind of color fun in there. But yeah, just a simple little thing. And then I just finished it as a little cushion with just some leftover cotton fabric that I had in my stash as the backing. And just going to throw it up in my house for Valentine's Day. So that is, I started this and finished it since we last chatted. It was a really quick project once I got into it. The border was pretty fun too. I really enjoyed the border in particular. And then this is on 36 count fiber on a whim in Morganite, which is kind of hard to see depending on the color that you have around. Maybe if I put this white against it, can you see it? I don't know. It's a very light pink, but it reads often as white. Oh, the other thing I'll mention is I used, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's DMC for the white, but it is not the regular 6-strand dots. What is that? Oh, it's Flosh. That's what it's called. My goodness, Flosh. I had as an aside, little personal update, I've mentioned in other videos, I've got some health issues. I had to get a cortisone shot in my hip earlier this week. So I'm still feeling a little weird as a result of that. And yeah, so I'm feeling a little weird. Gonna power on through though. Anyway, this was my start and finish and fully finished and all the things since last we talked. I also have a finish, which I guess was, I think, also a start and finish since last we talked. So this is Fraktur Bird. Tilt it a little. See if we can get some different light going on here. This is on 36 count flax linen. And this is the pattern. It's by Shakespeare's Peddler. So the original pattern was designed with threads from a hand-dyed shop on Etsy that doesn't seem to be operating anymore. So it also has on the back, so you can see it's got a weeks conversion and then a DMC conversion. So I used the weeks conversion, except the body of the bird, I like this like purplish tint, but the called floor flosses didn't reflect that. I didn't try that hard to like figure out a tint like this, but so instead I just pulled from stash and I ended up using Valdani in black khaki or khaki black. I don't know which way that goes. I like it. I like how it turned out. It's a little bit, as you can see, compared to the picture, it's less purple, more grays and blacks, but I like how it came out. I like the contrast with the blacks and the pinks and everything. I also, you can see, chose to omit the year down here. And I think it gives it like a nice little sort of shape to it. So I think I'm going to finish this also as a small cushion, but I'm not entirely sure yet. This was a super quick project. And I believe I did it 2/2 on this 36 count, whereas on my other piece that I just showed you on this one, this is 1/2 also on 36 count. So you can kind of see the difference in coverage between those a little bit. And so this was, yeah, this was super quick, super fun project, and I really like how it turned out. Super fun. So that's another, I think, start and finish since last we talked. And then I've been having a little fun with some starts lately. So I've got 3 starts to show you. First, let's start with this one. So I didn't take this one, as you can see, out of the Q-snap because I've been pulling it out and working away on it a little bit at a time. This is Winter Garden from the Drawn Thread. I don't have the cover sheet for this one right near me. I should have grabbed it, but I will insert a picture right here of what it will look like when it's done. I bought this as a kit, and so it came with all of the called for silks. So it's a combination of MPIs. These are all the MPIs, and then it also has some dinky dyes that it calls for. So these are all the silks that came in the kit. And then it did come with fabric, but I wasn't loving the fabric that it came with. And so I subbed out the fabric with, this is a 40 count Brave Boramore from those missing stitches. In the kit, it was a 32 count. And I don't know, I wanted to do it on a 40 count. So I subbed that out, and I really love this color. It feels very wintry to me. I like the way that the silks are looking on it so far. So just kind of plugging away at this a little bit at a time. And so this was one of my starts from the last couple of weeks. A little close up. So I'm working right now on obviously on the house in the middle. I think I'm also, it has lettering along the bottom, and I think I'm going to omit the lettering. I don't love the typography. So I think I'm just going to omit it entirely. That's the plan for now, anyway. And I do plan to do the whole series of seasonal gardens in this set. So that's one start. Got 2 more to show you. The next one that I want to show you is from With Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I talked about, I think, most of these during my plans video, if you watched that one. So it's from this book, Seasons of the Heart, and it has all 4 seasons in the book. So I started with winter, and that's the start I have for today. And then next I'm going to go on to spring. And I'm using all the called for fabric and everything. The only thing I'm not doing is I'm not going to do these like tag board labels. It is designed as such that you can continue this border and it matches up down here perfectly if you choose to omit the tag. So that's what I'm doing. I'm continuing the border. So I started winter. And like I said, I'm using all the called for everything on this. So this fabric is a 40 count vintage country mocha linen. And it calls for DMC, a combination of DMC, weeks, and gentle arts and flosses. So I'm using everything as called for. These are the flosses that it calls for. You can see for the winter, super pretty palette. Let me put that, you can see it a little better. And so I've got a big, huge piece here, and I didn't really think through the layout. So I think all the pieces will fit on here, but I might change the orientation this way for the next one. We'll see. I have more of this fabric, so not that worried about it. But anyway, so I started with winter. It is pretty small. This is what I've got so far for my start. So I think I did a top left start, started with this part of the border, and then wrapped my way down around here. And then I came across this way and kind of met up in this corner. And then I started working on the house here. So this is the full size. There's like a little bit of motif situation going on the outside of the border, but this is pretty much the full size of the piece. So it's cute and small. Got a lot of fill in to do in the house. And then there's a couple trees and a little snowman here. So this one's moving pretty quick. It's been really fun to work on. So this one I expect won't take too much longer to get a finish on. So Seasons of the Heart, Winter by Brenda Gervais with Needle and Thread. So this is the second start since we last chatted 2 weeks ago. And then the third one, I mentioned this if you watched my really chatty Flosstube Extra where I was kitting up threads for a project. I have said previously that I'm not really interested in full coverage. And I mentioned in that chatty video that every time I say that about something, like I'm not that interested in whatever, I like then prove myself wrong within days usually. And I go out and buy or do that thing. And so this is no exception. So this is a Dimensions gold petite kit. And I just became curious about full coverage and decided to start with this one because it's relatively small. And I thought it was super cute. And funnily enough, Liz from Liz Matthews is starting a stitch along for another design that pairs. It's sort of like a duo with this one. She's starting it, I think, the beginning of February. So if you are interested in doing something like that with a similar design, check that out. I did end up purchasing that design after I saw her video about that, but I don't think it's going to come in time for February 1st, but I'll probably start that after this one. Anyway, this is, let me show you, sorry about the zipper. Let me show you what it looks like. So this is Gold Collection Petites from Dimensions. This one is Toy Shop. So the one that Liz from Liz Matthews is doing is called Coffee Shop. And it's very, they're a nice pair. They go together, like the design. You get what I'm trying to say. So this is small. The final piece is 6x6. It fits fully into this 8-inch Q-snap that I'm using. And I thought it would be a good start to that sort of full coverage type style of piece. I did go ahead and take some time to move all the threads from the kit off of the cards that it comes on. So it comes on these cards with really long, and in her video, Liz shows you she unboxes the kit for the one that she's doing and shows you how it comes, and these really long pieces of floss coming off of these cards. So I took the time to and the gold must be down by my chair where I sit and stitch because it comes on a little loop separately. So anyway, I cut all the flosses off of there and took the time to loop them onto one of my organizers that I typically use for all my working projects. So that's what this is. These are all the flosses that came in the kit. And then I'm using the Ada. It's 18 count Ada that came in the kit. So using all the things from the kit, I did go ahead and you can't see it because it's underneath, but you can kind of see I serged on my serger. I serged the edges of the Ada, and then it wasn't fitting. It was a little small for the Q-snap, so I just had these scraps of batting from some kind of project I did recently that were just sitting on my cutting table. So I cut them into even smaller scraps and just real quick sewed them onto the edges to make it fit better in the Q-snap. So that's working really well. And it also hides the pokey edges of the rough edges of the Ada, which is nice for holding it. Anyway, I started this just a couple days ago, and it's been really fun. So I've made a good amount of progress. I started top left, as I often do. I usually start either in the center or top left of a project, and I worked through all the bricks up here at the top, and then I've been working on, as you can see with my thread here, I've been working on kind of building my way down through here, and I have been backstitching as I finish all the surrounding stitches to an area. I've been backstitching it because it looks so cool once you put the backstitching in. So I don't want to wait till the end for it to have that cool look. So yeah, I'm loving how this is looking. I was not at all sure how I'd feel about this project, and I love these bricks. I don't know why, I love them. So for sure, excited to finish and keep working on this one and then finish it, and then also excited to start the coffee shop project that Liz is doing the stitch along for. And I will show you probably in the next video. This also inspired me to go ahead and pull the trigger on purchasing a larger full coverage kitted project that had been in my wish list for a while. So that's a little teaser. I'll show you that one once it arrives. So maybe I am going to be a full coverage person after all. Never say never, right? That's what I'm learning here. Okay, so those are my 3 starts: Winter Garden, Seasons of the Heart, Winter, and then that Dimensions kit. And then I made some progress on 2 of my whips that I'm going to show you. So let me show you this one first. So we've looked at this one before, and I'll throw a picture up of where it was last time we talked about this. So this is Spring Snow by Ink Circles. Here's what the final piece looks like. This one I have been struggling with a little bit. So I'm using the called for fabric on this. This is 36 count Dove from Weeks. I think called for is a larger count. I'm doing 1/4 on this, and I kind of regret that choice because I don't feel like it's like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's like contrasty enough maybe with the fabric. That's part of the problem I'm having. I just am not loving it. I think I am going to push through. I don't have that much more to go. So if we look back at the design, so I've got like this snowflake was the last thing that I worked on, which is this one up here. So I've just got like kind of like another column of stuff over here and maybe like another row at the bottom of these motifs and this little bunny. And then obviously the mirror on the other side. So it's not that much more. I'm going to finish it. I'm a completionist. But I'm not loving this one. But anyway, that's Spring Snow using the called for threads, which are, I think, all Gentle Arts threads on the sky. Like, I do think the deer are super cute. I think the bunnies down further are pretty cute. So we'll keep at it. Made some progress on that since last time. And then the other whips that I put some time into this week, I did not touch all my whips this week. You know, it is what it is. The other one I did put a lot of time into, though, is Pavane for These Times by Long Dog Samplers. So let me put up a picture of where we were last time we looked at this together. And here is where, at least if I can get all, here is where we are now. It's awesome, right? I'm really happy with this progress. So I got this one, let's see, I think last time we looked at it, it was about 48%, and now it is at 65%. So that is exciting, just about 2/3 of the way there. So as you can see, the top part is complete. I even went in and did the back stitching to finish out the little butterflies. Let me bring it a little closer so you can see some of that back stitching. So there's some in some of the design elements, like in here, and then all the little butterflies look like, I showed you last time, I think they look like little bow ties until you get the back stitching in, and then they kind of come to life. So that was really fun. So the top part, I believe, is like done. Like, there's nothing else I need to go back in and add into this section of it. I just need to now work down from here and finish out the bottom of the piece. So you can see I've got a decent amount more fabric here before I hit the bottom, and so it's going to come down, I think, about to here. So that's really exciting, and it's very satisfying. This piece is very satisfying to see kind of fill in and come to life. So this is, what am I stitching this on? I think it's 36 count antique white, and I'm using DMC 517, and it is 2/2, which I really love for this piece because it feels like a tapestry. I love that texture that it's giving, the 2/2 on the 36. So super thrilled with this progress on this one. I'm not setting myself a hard timeline on finishing it, but I do feel like this one's going to be sooner than later. And then I will start another monochromatic piece after this one, which takes us nicely into the last thing I really wanted to talk about, which is some upcoming plans. So one of my plans is to continuously have a monochromatic piece running. So once I finish this one, I'm going to pick up another one, which I think is going to be another long dog next. So I ordered some silks for that one. So I made an order from Silks for You, which arrived recently all the way from Australia. And it is PR070, which is black. So it arrived, and here's what it looks like. I used the video from, oh my gosh, blanking. The Little Stitcher. I'll link it, and I'll put it on the screen, to divide up the giant hank that it comes in into these three smaller, more usable skeins, I guess. This is Silks for You PR070, which is black, and I'm really excited to have all this luscious, soft, beautiful, shiny silk to use for my next long dog, and then I think I'm also going to use it for another monochromatic project that I have in the pipeline. So I just am sitting here admiring the sheen of the silk. So I'm super excited about that. So that's definitely something that's in my upcoming plans once Pavane is done, to do a monochromatic in this. And then another plan I have coming up, which is another one of those things I said I wasn't that interested in, but proved myself wrong, is so mirabilia, they're not really my style. I think they're pretty. I think they're really beautiful. I'm not like a fairies, mermaids, glitter person, generally speaking. So none of them appeal to me. I wouldn't put them anywhere in my house. If I had someone I could gift one to, I would 100% make one, but I don't have anything, in my brain right now pending for that. So, but I did find this Nora Corbett. I liked the idea of like the shading that's done in the colors, the way that the different threads are used, the thought of beading made me kind of curious. So I found this Nora Corbett, which is Taurus. So I am a Taurus, very much a Taurus. And it's like, yeah, I could do this. So I got this pattern. I ordered the embellishment pack with all the beads. And then I am doing it on a Lugana. I ordered a Lugana to do it on. Let's see. It's a 32 count Lugana. It's in the color platinum. And then these are all of the threads that it calls for. So some you can see I already had in stash. I think I'm going to use this. Is not the called for. It calls for a light effects, a DMC light effects that is more gold. It's all of this, and then this like yellowy gold in here. And I think I'm going to try this Etoile that I had in stash for like a more kind of subtle vibe, less yellow vibe. It's the plan right now. But I'm excited about this. The thing I'm going to do though is I think I'm going to do some experimenting and see about changing the skin tone from this lighter skin tone to a little bit more of like a tan, closer to my skin tone. So I'm going to experiment with that. I'll probably put up a Flosstube extra talking about that experimentation. So I'm going to figure that part out, and then I will be starting on this one sometime soonish. And then my other two more immediate plans moving into February are I am hoping to do love boats, to work on this, to start love boats, which is this. I just have a printout of it, but it's super pretty. I've seen a bunch of people working on this and I really love how it looks. I got a less pink fabric than it shows in there. So this is, what is this? It's like a Lugana. I don't know what it is, but it's light pink. I went with a light pink on here. Probably says somewhere around here. Oh, it's Atomic Ranch. Here we go. Atomic Ranch Fabrics, 32 count Lugana, Pampas Reed. Is that the right color? I think it is. So that's what I'm going to use for that. So soft, so soft. And then the only thing that is potentially going to prevent me from starting it earlier in February is that it's been kind of hard. It calls for color and cotton, and I want to use the color and cottons if possible rather than swapping out for the DMC, and it's been a little hard to find all the colors. So I think I have them all on order at this point, but they haven't all arrived. So that's a February plan. And then the other one I'm pondering for February, this is influenced by watching Cross Stitch Kate on Flosstube. So this is Pink Sparrow Sampler. And I don't think the picture does it justice. When you see people working on it, it's so pretty. So I'm going to do this one, and I am going to do it on, sorry, it's like plastic noises again. Oh, this is a Brenda Gervais as well. So I'm doing it on, my plan is to do it on this 36 count parchment linen. And then this was also influenced by Cross Stitch Kate. I went ahead and ordered all of the, oh, sorry, crinkle, all of the Vicky Clayton silks for this one. So I've never used Vicky Clayton silks before. I'm really excited try those out. See if I can get them all on their ends so you can see the colors. So there you go. So that is the fabric and the color palette for the Pink Sparrow Sampler. So excited about this. This is another one I'm thinking for February, sort of a Valentine's-y palette without being straight up Valentine's. So those are my immediate plans. I'm going to keep working on smalls. I am going to try and hit that goal of 40 smalls for 40 years. This year's, I'm going to turn 40 in May. So working on that goal. This guy was number 2 of the year. And then this guy is number 3. So I'm going to keep plugging away at that goal, 40 smalls for 40 years. And then pull out, keep trying to work through the ones I've already got started and not go too crazy with the starts and, keep plugging away, having fun. I think that's about it. I think that's about all I wanted to talk about. As I said earlier, I'm feeling a little weird. So it's a little harder for me to feeling a little less like fluidly chatty today, but it is what it is. I showed you what I'm thinking, what I'm working on. I'd love to hear about what you are thinking and working on in the upcoming weeks and what projects you're really loving right now in particular. And if there's anything that you have sort of like how I'm feeling about spring snow, do you have anything that you're working on that like you're going to keep plugging away on, but it's just not, it's not what you thought it would be, I guess, might be a way to say it. Or if you're not feeling about it the way you thought you would feel about it, might be more accurate. Anyway, I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope the weather is clearing up where you are, and I will talk to you in about 2 more weeks for the next Flosstube. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you are well.